Good morning and happy daylight savings. We are making focaccia over here. I'm still in my pajamas, so excuse my appearance, but I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to make focaccia bread. This is not my recipe. It comes from a fabulous cookbook called Artisan Sourdough. Made simple. I got it off Amazon, and Emily Rafa created a no-knead focaccia, sourdough focaccia. It takes about a quarter cup of sourdough starter, flour, water, honey, sea salt, olive oil that makes the fine crust on the focaccia. And I'm going to put rosemary and garlic and flake salt on it. So I'm super excited to show you how to do it. And it rose about 15 hours. Excuse the kids. It rose about 15 hours last night, and we are going to put it in the oven. So this is how it works. If Jessie is my great filmer, if you want to film down, you see on top of here. What, you want to sit right here? Okay. So, you may need to come a little closer to get the top of the dough. But basically, how it's going to work is... Okay, so basically how it's going to work is this is the focaccia dough. And I'm going to form it into more of like a rectangular shape, but you'll see that it's very sticky, both sides are very well oiled, and it's a very sticky dough. So once I get it into a good rectangle shape, I'm going to, there's going to be no perfect shape to it, but it's very, very oily. And I will say that this is my first time making focaccia, and I am excited to have it for lunch today with Jessie's parents and the boys. I've been waiting patiently for the dough to rise. So if you make it into a beautiful shape, and you'll find that focaccia is not perfectly shaped, but you want it on a rimmed cookie sheet that's very well oiled. And you kind of stretch it, lay it back down. Okay, so once it gets to a good shape, I sit down, you're going to see it's very bouncy and very slippery. Okay, so once it's in a rectangle shape, what you're going to do is you're going to oil it some more. And I currently have the oven preheating to 425. And just like that. And what you'll do is you'll slowly begin to stick in the rosemary. It's going to stick very, very easily because it's a very sticky, oily dough. So stick it in. Whoopsies. Sorry, that was leaf on. Okay. And before I put the garlic in, I'm going to make thumbprints, and you go all the way down. And technically, I should have done this before I did the rosemary, but either way works. Then you just make thumbprints or fingerprints all the way until you get to the bottom of the finger. And what are you laughing at? Okay, so make thumbprints. Some of the parts of the dough are going to be thicker than others. Okay, so put thumbprints in, fingerprints, whichever. I'm beyond excited to eat this. And my goal is to slowly work through this entire cookbook. There's so many fun things you can do with sourdough, from pizza crust. Next, I want to make some bagels. Okay. So once those are all poked through, you can add a little bit more rosemary and whatnot. And then, depending on what flavor you want to do, I've chosen to do a garlic, rosemary, flake, sea salt. You can switch it up. You can do cheese and dill or chives, and It's really endless. You can do a different herb if you like thyme better. You can do tomato basil. So then you take the garlic, and it's in the paper form already, and you just pluck it in. And the flavor will begin to spread. And the reason you put the paper on with it is that so it doesn't burn, because garlic does burn fairly easily. And so you just find little nests for it. If it's a little too big, these garlic cloves are bigger than normal, I feel like. You can just cut it and place it in wherever you want. And it takes about 25 minutes to cook. And I'm going to do one more. So the one will go right here. Okay, so once that is all done, you get the flake sea salt. And this stuff is amazing. It is Maldon, and I got it from Whole Foods. It's the original since 1882. And it's a flake sea salt that looks similar. It looks like this. It's big flakes. So one of it, this is our little salt jar. I'm going to put it in my hand, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on. We love salt over here. Our favorite type is a very fine sea salt. I'm going to share more about salts later on, because there's so many different textures, and all different salts have different mineral contents and whatnot. You can already see it bubbling right now. So the oven is preheated, so once I have enough flake sea salt on, however, it's really personal preference, I'm going to stick it in the oven. And then I cannot wait to show you the finished result. Thank you.